don't know. This might not be such a good idea. I thought it was going to be good, and I like the zero gravity thing. My body sure says it would like it, but temperature-wise, it's taken me a while just to get this far. I'm not too sure about the next part. Needless to say, I've come a sissy. I'm not real proud of it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, shit. Here goes. Nothing. Holy shit. Okay. Now, here in a little bit, we'll go to the zero gravity mode, but oh, there we go. Well, hi, Billy. Anyway, on a hot day, this is the best place to be. Today is warm, but water, not so much. Anyway, hope everybody's having a great Labor Day weekend. For everybody that's worked so hard all their life, may you find whatever is relaxing, peaceful, and joyful. I know many are still working today and tomorrow. Caregivers, emergency workers, our police force, fire departments, and others. May they all be blessed. Hi, honey. May family come together and enjoy one another and honor the labors that they've put forth in their life. To be at peace, to relax, to unwind. I myself, years ago, did hot tar roof, composition roof, rough in, concrete, back to rough in, worked on the highways, went back to rough in. Then I tore myself up and haven't been of too much use since. We come out to the hill. You can't tell it now. I haven't done nothing for a few years. The hill has reclaimed itself. But 30 years ago, I came here, cleaned it up, tried to make it all pretty. Spent a lot of energy and tried to take care of old Grumpy, and all it brought me was exhaustion, fatigue, and sorrow, and emptiness and loneliness. I know there are many people in this place. It's a dark place. My heart goes out to you. And many of you are still working day to day in the grind, just trying to get by. I pray that whatever it is your spirit and soul needs, that it is delivered to thee. That whatever simple ways that you can find pleasure and enjoyment, even if you can't change the situation and the circumstance in this moment, even if it looks hopeless, know that there is some good somewhere, and may it be delivered to you, or may you awaken into it. It might be right there with you. I went through hell to get to this place, and it took me a long time. And I became everything I did not want to be, everything I disliked, everything I hated. And I got to turn things back around. I don't know if I can ever be as innocent or pure in love, and kindness, or ooh. Yeah, the water's cold. Sometimes life is cold. But we get immersed in it anyway. Sometimes it supports us, sometimes it brings us pleasure, other times not so much. I don't know what it is that you need, but may love find a way to strengthen and fortify you and clear the obstacles out of the way and help you to become what it is you wish to become, where you wish to be, that you can do what you desire to do, not only in your heart, your psyche, your mind, but in your soul, and that your body is healthy and happy, that you are truly nurtured and nourished, heart, mind, body, spirit, psyche, and soul, that the past is dealt with. You might have released it consciously, but whatever subconscious hurts are held in the body and the records that it holds, May your higher true soul self intervene and relinquish these and let them be removed from your body, your cellular memory, and any imprints, implants, and embeds and impacts it might have had in your life, and deliver it to the Akashic record that you are free to move forward in a better light, in a better way, and enjoy each and every moment of each and every day in a better way. Even though there'll be things you have to face that you may not like. There may be a lot of stuff coming yet from karma or just from your environment of where you've become. Hopefully you're not as stubborn as me. I was determined. Boy, did I make a mess of things. I may have become tired. It's been about 3¼ years since everything fell apart completely. And I had to scramble and run and ran myself and adrenals to empty till I could not go no more. And in the last 2 years or so, well, year and a half, I'm finally getting to where I can make it most of the way through the day. I don't get much done. And I still have to have some flat time and a lot of breaks. I don't do well around noisy places or people. But I have found good things in my life. Yes, there are weeds that are way taller than me. There's brush, there's bugs. And in parallel, many of you have bosses and employers you may not get along with, traffic, neighbors, unruly teenagers, mouthy kids, who knows? But somewhere in there, there is good, or you wouldn't still be there. Let go of the secondary and triary powers of whatever's hurting you by the ego and the personality, and allow your spirit and soul to be at peace. Even if you can't change the circumstances of your job right at this moment, or your financial situation. When you were a child, what brought you joy and happiness? Drawing, writing, singing, playing music. Some things may not be practical, and some things may not be possible. I wanted to be the medicine man, the shaman, the holy man, the healer. Well, I've found in the last 30 years, you can't force somebody to be healed. You can't force them to let go of their hurts. You can drag them, you can carry them, you can push them, you can pull them, you can dunk them, and you can drown yourselves trying to help. But if they don't want, it won't happen. Are you doing that to yourself? You may not be able to do exactly what you want to do in the moment you want to do it. But if you can find something that brings pleasure, some peace, even if it's only a moment at a time, one moment, one day, a couple of moments, a couple of days later, and expand upon it until the energy takes its rightful place and says, no, I can do something about this. I can change this, and I'm willing to do what I have to do. And you can modify things to allow what it is that you enjoy to come in a little more. Be it just adding a little color in the house or color in your wardrobe to start with. Little simple things. They seem frivolous, and some people would say, oh, well, that's foolish. Perhaps, and to them it will seem that way. But what makes your heart happy? What makes your spirit smile? What makes that little part in you happy inside and want to sing? How long has it been since you allowed that part of you to even be acknowledged? For me, it was about 50 years. And I pray you not let it be that long for you. Be smarter than me. Don't be a D. Quit clinging to the idea that you have to do all these things to please everybody else because that's your purpose. No. Your purpose is to be your truth and to realize you are enough as you are. You are love. You were created as love. Maybe not through the conditions of the physical life. I myself was created out of a lie. My mom wanted out of her mama's house. She told everybody she was pregnant. Daddy was forced to marry her. Well, it didn't take much to do the math, and I know now why my daddy didn't want nothing to do with me. I was probably one of the longest gestations anybody ever had. For somebody that was pregnant a couple months before they got married. And then it was like, oh, well, you were born a couple weeks early. It's like, yeah. Anyway, that's off track. And then when they got to where she pushed him out of a moving car, tried to shoot him, moved us into a drug house, and had always blamed me even before we got to the drug house. It was all my fault. That I was not deserving and that I would never have. And I lived myself as such. At first, my heart was shattered and knocked off my sleeve. I still don't know where the hell the pieces are at. I've got a pump that pumps blood, and on occasion, something tries to flicker in there. Lots of misguided and broken relationships and other hearts broken. So I pull up another piece and try again. It gets shattered, we pull up another piece and try again. Whether it is an employee, whether it is a coworker, or as a lover. Even adopted family. Everything's good as long as I'm benefiting him, but once I'm of no use to him anymore, I'm cast aside. In some instances, not all. But I found that I do better off by myself because, well, a lot of different things. But being an empath, the hurt strikes pretty deep. And I always took it personal. Now I'm starting to finally realize it's 63, or my second time around of being 31. As I prefer to look at it now. And I'm hoping I get it right this time. That it was just them needing to learn a lesson. And that I needed to learn a lesson in a process. That they were mirrors of me. And parts of me that I see that I like, or parts of me that I enjoy. The parts of me that I don't like in them, I have to reflect on and say, okay, what's out of alignment in me? Not everybody's that way. Some people are just here to help others to learn. And to say, no, it's not personal, it has nothing to do with me, it's where they're at. I'm here to give them love and support and to help them to learn and to grow. Everybody has their own circumstances, their own happenstance, their own reasons for being and remaining here. Earth is a learning place. It's a learning school. Some of us have karma to work out from past lives. I've gone through about 8 of them, and they all happened in this one life. I know there's others that I could get little pieces of. And when I find disharmonies and go through the truth of consequences or the inner castle and find junk that I can't figure out where it comes from, even though I accepted it, I learn more and more. The inner castle, of course, is your body. And the temple is the brain, the psyche, the mind, the spirit. And the church is the heart. And the heart's where we come together and we learn. Some would liken this unto mind, body, spirit, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Me, myself, and I. Except for me is the ego. It is the part that is the adversary instead of being the full embodiment of light. It challenges. And sometimes it gets drunk on power and is not always real kind. And it is self-destructive. And that's where the hurts come in. The body holds the records. May you be blessed in your endeavors and assisted by the angelic forces to unlock, to uproot, to untangle, and to relinquish and release those hurts out of your body, out of your psyche, out of your mind, out of your memory banks, and out of your programming. And allow them to be in the Akashic records. To clear the karma as lovingly as possible, as swiftly as possible. That you can move on without them. They can be looked upon for reference sources, but without attachment. That they don't hurt anymore. That you can move on freely. That you're not weighed down by them. That the matrix of that weight, of that burden is released from you. I used to tell my brother, I said, we have to learn how to empty out our pockets, throw them stones away that would drown us so we can swim to the other side of those emotions and move on, that we're not stuck here. I've emptied my pockets enough to make it to different places, but I've even tried to shed everything, but it don't work that way, I guess, at least not in me. I might have got stuck on stupid somewhere, but then again, I've also realized that sometimes my brain has been scrambled enough times between different concussions, accidents, and imprints and embeds and impacts. And the antennas aren't exactly straight no more. They've got bent a few times too. I think they got broke when I wrecked the Ranchero, but that's beside the point. Some of us have bigger obstacles to others. Some of us have bigger lessons to learn and a light that is yet to be seen. The harder the struggle, they say, the brighter the light. It just means you went to darker places so you could learn more and see the other side and understand others better. I understand depression. I've been fighting that for a long time. I understand sorrow. Been fighting that even longer. Emptiness, loneliness, worthiness, grief, bereavement. Over 50 years now. I've gone to a place where I've stepped over dead bodies to fetch people out of where they didn't belong. And no, I was not in a service. I was dragging friends and loved ones out of places where they went to get a fix. A couple times I myself went to go get the fix and stepped over a dead body. They had OD'd and nobody realized it till a couple days later. I've been a lot of places we should have never gone. I left that life behind, 4480. Fell off the wagon a few times. But have been clean of needing that fix. Alcohol and I are not friends, and every once in a while I would visit that path. And I pretty much left it alone. For the better part of 30 years I left it alone. I've had a couple drinks the last few nights because the water was so cold I couldn't get the tub. And the brownies and the gummies weren't getting it. But alcohol is not where I want to be. It brings to mind more of the devils and demons from within me of the things I had done. I thought I'd got them cleared out of me, but evidently I missed some. Spirit tries to help me and gives me names sometimes, and it used to piss me off. Everybody always called me the wrong name. Now I have to go look them up when Spirit says them to see what he's talking about. The names of people or the conditions that I'm going through. And the names of places I have found are the conditions of my environment and what I'm stuck in. Learning the language of Spirit is different for everyone. With scrambled brains and broken antennas, it's like Timothy Leary and Tim Burton and Beetlejuice all tripping on acid, and I'm supposed to figure it out. Thank God, Archangel Michael, or even Christ on occasion, has stepped in. And Christ, to me, is compassion, grace, mercy, forgiveness, love, and understanding. I did always wonder why they drew the cosmic heart of Christ the way the Catholics do. And years before old Grumpy left, when I was having breathing attacks from the emotions so wound up in me, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe for a long time. An old hag was on my chest, her teeth gnashing, and I couldn't get away. No matter how much I moved my head, I couldn't move my body. I couldn't keep her from biting my face off, which is how we face the world. That's what our face symbolizes. There was one little thing standing at my left foot, which I later figured out was Grumpy. And two on my right side, which was my birth mother and her youngest brother, who had tried to kill me when I was a child. There was another one moving around, which is the one I hated and despised. God, I hated him. It took me many, many, many years to find out it was her other brother. who had not only tried to kill me, but had done other things. But that's beside the point. I kept praying, and Jesus come. And the image of the Sacred Heart come forth, and out of it came the Ankh. And when it touched me, all hell broke loose. The old hag disappeared. The one that was running around ran. The other two disappeared into nothingness. But the one at the left side, my ankle, jumped into my left eye, along the left side of my nose, down the crease where the angels touch to say shh when you're in the womb. Around the left side of the mouth, through the throat, smashing into my heart, stomping on it as he squished the lungs and tried to jump out my spine and got stuck there. I wrestled him for several years, and each time he went more and more within. Got stuck in my head. Finally got him out, but it took a lot of work because of the way I had programmed myself. My self-sabotage. Now, kind of sort of changing lanes here. Everybody talks about the junk DNA. And God is a frequency. He is within us. He's not outside of us. That's why all the looking we do outside of us, all the searching and all the looking to everyone else for the answers, they are right when they say it's within. It's in the DNA, and the strands 10, 5, 6, 5. It's repeated over and over and over and over. Yahweh in Hebrew. Those are his people. Those that have the 10, 5, 6, 5 within them. The power of God in the flesh of man. The mortal and the fallible. That which sins and can lust. That which is, they say is weak because it gives in to the fleshly pleasures of the ego. Be it vanity, be it sexuality, be it laziness, which I have kind of sort of adopted here lately, but I try to tell myself, no, I'm healing. I'm willing to do stuff when I've got the energy, but my breathing is still challenged. I know a lot of it was from the emotional, and I need to do a serious lung detox to get the phlegm out, block the coughing, and so I can breathe easier. To change my eating habits to get rid of the obesity that I've hidden in for so many years. I had it gone once and was happy with myself, was proud of myself. And I missed that part of me. I lost it when I married Grumpy and gave up my truth, myself, and my powers to make him happy. Hello, buzzard. Reminding me to clear out the dead, that new life can come forth. And that's what we're doing. We're simply replenishing. Yes, these are the ramblings of my mind. Scattered, chaotic, don't make a lick of sense. A roller coaster ride to nowhere or to somewhere. If you can relate, you must be, because you're still here. Because we know nobody knows who I am or cares what I am about. Otherwise. But it's because of a part of you resonates and realizes and relates. So from here on out, if there's anything I can do to address or to assist you, either in spirit or as a sounding board, I'm here. This is an introduction to who and what I am. Scrambled brains, broken antenna, Looney Tune, whatever you want to call me. I am what I am. And I'm on my way back to my truth. I ran as hard and far as I can run. And I say that because, well, if few years back, I was always having a hard time figuring out, like, my physical father was a lot like my spiritual father. You know, I'm stuck on what little teachings I had as a child through my grandparents. That God was outside us, you know, and we had to pray to God. Now God's within us, and I realize that now. And each and every one of us have the power of God. Each and every one of us have Christ able to live within us, that he reclaim his birthright and inheritance. The happy life, the joyous life, because of love, because of compassion, because of grace, because of mercy, because of understanding. That is the second coming of Christ. The apocalypse is having to unlearn and destroy everything we've built through the ego, everything we've come to make ourselves to be from our personality, be it from the spelling of our name and the astrological influences, be it from karma, be it from physical environment, be it from life experiences, or be it from what we need, that we feel the need for, that we had denied ourselves for in this life or another. That it doesn't really matter what happened in the past. It's unlearning it and remembering who we are. I mean, hundreds, maybe even thousands of people have said, oh, you just have to unlearn what you've learned and relearn it. No, you don't relearn. You remember your truth. You be your truth. You allow your truth to flow through. Because if you try to remember, you're trying to force it, and it's going to push it away. There we go back to the let go and let God. Just be. Just breathe. Yahe. Vahe. Yeah. Hey. Vahe. Activate those cells within you that are the God code. Remember your truth. Allow your soul to be set free. Even if it's just for a moment, or 2 or 3. I thank you for being here for me and with me. I hope that you took this time out to be free of all your distractions and entanglements of everything that brings you disharmony, discomfort, unhappiness. It's a start. You will find your own way through the jungle, through the forest, through the weeds, through the brush of life. Right now I'm still hiding in it, and I'm still hiding in the obesity. The obesity became a friend, I guess, from bad eating habits, from trying to control emotions, or to hide them or deny them, or to fulfill and satisfy that void that could not be filled, because I did not know how to fill it myself, and I was looking to others, hoping, expecting, praying. It don't work that way. Unfortunately, it took me a long time to figure that out. I was born back-asswards and upside down in 1961, and my whole life has symbolized that. Some could say it's the yin and the yang, the positive, the negative. Well, I want to get untwisted from everything. It doesn't help. A few years ago, I got really mad at my birth mother. We haven't talked for a while now. When I got married to Roy, it was the best 8 years of my life, the first 8 years. Not because of Roy, because she quit talking to me. She told me to her I was dead, because I wouldn't listen to her commands. I wouldn't do as she wanted, and she couldn't control me. And with Roy around, Roy was cranky enough. He wasn't putting up with her paying somebody to come in and cause trouble in our life. He ran him out. He'd run him out at gunpoint, where I had never resorted to that far. But we was on a truce because I hate making promises to dying people. God, I hate making them promises. And I'm not doing them no more. Not if I can help it. But we tried to call a truce. And she kept telling me this dream she had over and over and over before I was born. All I can remember is saying, "Damn you, bitch. Damn you." She was determined I was going to be a blind little girl, so I'd be dependent on her and not know anybody or anything else. And she kept seeing this big, huge fish between the docks and the boat. She was scared to death. She was terrified. So she wrapped me in a bunch of blankets and ran by as fast as she could till she couldn't run no more. And she said when she fell and the blankets flopped open, at first she didn't think I was breathing. And when I got up, I ran away and was never to be seen again. I've been running all my life, away from my truth, away from my blessings, away from my happiness. All the things the fish symbolizes. And now I'm on my way home. I'm not running away no more. I got to go back through all that crap I ran from and ran through and created through fear, through anger, through indignance, out of defiance, out of violence. I pray that your issues are not like that. I know people with addictions have many devils and demons to face from within. And when you try to let your light shine, those from outside sources come in to join too. It's like a neon sign saying, free buffet all day. And they join with your ego and torment and torture your mind and your psyche and tear apart at your heart. That's the hell. The part of you that tears yourself up over and over and over again and has let go of your sovereignty, of your truth, and allowing these things to tear you apart. You are enough as you are. You are forgiven. What was then is then. Do not give it powers anymore. Take your power back. Let it go. You don't need the alcohol. You don't need that drug. It's a crutch, yes. But don't give it the power over you. I don't know how to tell you to find the strength within. I don't know how to tell you how to find it. I think a lot of times they're saying truth when you have to hit rock bottom. But I pray you don't have to go that far. Hopefully you can just say, this isn't working for me anymore. I'm not happy. It might feel good to the flesh, but my spirit and soul is not happy. I know there's a better way. And find your own way. Whether it's hiking in the woods, whether it's whitewater rafting, sitting at a lake, sitting on a creek bank, writing a journal, writing a book, painting, become a photographer. Find whatever it is that makes your soul happy. And let that be your drug of choice. Let that be your high. Yeah, there'll be physical pains because your body's holding memories. There'll be memories in your heart. Sort through them, work through them, face them, and take your power back. They have not any power over you. Yeah, a lot of times it is easier said than done. But be willing to step forward. To find whatever pleasure and comfort you can. Not in the drug, not in the alcohol, not in the distractions, not in the chaos, but in what brings you peace and healing. I stand with you in agreement that whatever you need, let the divine wisdom within you, of your spirit and soul, of all that is and of Source itself, minister to you, to strengthen you, to fortify you, to support and supply you in all you need that you can move forward out of this place of pain and sort through everything you have to sort through. The harder your ride and your journey has been, the rougher the road, the longer and harder it might seem. May you be blessed and receive what you need, and be at peace. And all your labors, even though some may seem as hard as giving birth to a child, even giving birth to your true soul self may be very, very challenging. Just like your job, or being a good parent, or being a good worker, or being a good business owner or boss. Whatever the circumstances, may you receive what you need and be blessed. Happy Labor Day. Bless you.